we've had some weather the past week or so. Last week, I don't think any of the ferries ran from what I heard. There was lots of storms, stormy weather, wind. That always stops the ferries. We're okay here though. We are well provided for. This island is very self-sufficient. It's really quite amazing. We used to live in the Outer Hebrides. If you didn't have any ferries for a few days, the shop shelves would be empty. Oh yeah, I mean, there was stuff missing off the shelves, fresh stuff missing off the shelves here in Tesco's the other day, but it wasn't that bad. Plus you learn to keep a little store of food anyway because of the weather. But today, look at it, it's beautiful, beautiful sunshine. It wasn't supposed to be like this today. I'm expecting more stormy wind, to be fair. That might come later because you can get 4 seasons in one day here. So today, I'm following on from last week's video where I was talking about the yarn I dyed, and from the Shap and Say yarn. And this week I'm going to be dyeing some Stenness yarn and showing you a little bit of a recipe, which I promised I would do last week. Other than that, I haven't actually said to you that I'm going to, or even shown you that I'm going to do some quilting. I think you just take me as it comes, because every week is something different. But at the moment I'm just experimenting with my dyes, because that's something I want to do. And I am actually doing a spinning course shortly, because my spinning skills aren't very good. Oh, I was going to show you what I did with the yarn, no, the fleece that I dyed in part 1 out of the dye water when I was cleaning my utensils. I got some colour, believe it or not. Just bear with me a minute. So, yes. Now, the bottom one here is some curly tops from a Wensleydale sheep dyed by a lady on Sandy called Tracy from the Sandy Community Craft Centre there. And it's beautiful, isn't it? I love all the bubbles. Boucle, it's my own boucle yarn. So I spun that, I managed to do that. This is my own Cheviot fleece that I spun, and it's chunky and bobbly. But this top one, again, is the Cheviot fleece that I dyed in part 1. It came out a beautiful silvery grey. Really pleased with that, and I was able to just about spin it. But yeah, no, I definitely need spinning lessons, because yeah, I can spin bobbles. But yeah, so every time I do a little bit of spinning and practice, I add it to my knitting, and as you can see, it's spun but very bobbly, very badly. So I do need lessons. So that's where I'm going next week. Is it next week? No, it might be the week after. So if I'm allowed to, I'll see if I can put up some footage of how I got on. But yeah, so you see, even out of dye water, you can get some colour. Stuff that you wash your utensils in, you know, or just did what I did, dip in and out, add the stuff that you cleaned your syringe with, you can get colour. Brilliant, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. So, looking forward to knitting with the yarn that I've dyed last week and this week. And I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. I shall put some footage up. I did say that, I think, anyway, that I'll try and get some footage for Stenness and the Ring of Brodka, because that's where this week's yarn came from. That area of the island, the main island. There are about 70 islands in the archipelago of Orkney. Only about 17, I think, are inhabited. And I live on the mainland, as it's called, which is, shall we say, is it the largest? Hope you enjoyed this week's little ramblings. And, yeah, let me know what you think. Nicely, of course. I'm loving my heather yarn. In fact, actually, I'm calling this heather rock, which the Orcadian word for heather rock is lyng clet. That's L-Y-N-G, which is Old Norse, I think, and clet, which is the rock, K-L-E-T-T, lyng meaning heather. And that's also a Gaelic word, a Scots Gaelic word, I think, as well. So I'm loving this. This is the yarn I dyed last week. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so this week I want to dye the next two colours in the same shade palette, which was called Pansy, or yeah, that was it, the Pansy palette. This time I want to make the colours Pansy Yellow and Leafy Green, and I'm also going to give you an alternative in the Orcadian language. I'm hoping anyway, and I'm going to be told otherwise, I am very much sure, but I'd like to call my yarns using Orcadian words. So, Pansy Yellow, let's start with that. This is exciting, so I'm just going to, I've got some jars out again. I'm going to use this one for my Pansy Yellow, because I can see it. Right, so, for the Pansy Yellow, I don't need any blue, cyan. I need yellow, I need a tiny drop of magenta, and a little bit more of black. Surprisingly, a lot of colours have black in it. There you go. So I'm wearing my black jumper today. I like black because it's in all colours. Right. I'm opening up that. In fact, actually, I'm going to give it a bit of a shake. There you go. Lovely colour, isn't it? Right. So I'm going to get my syringe, my trusty syringe, 100 millilitre syringe. Now, I'm going to give you the recipe for this one. Yeah, I'll be kind. So, this, I'm drawing up 100 millilitres of the yellow to start with, but I will need more for this recipe. So that's 100 millilitres of the yellow. In fact, I actually need 143. So I'm going to draw up another 43, making sure that the black washer goes over the number, the third. Then the 3 on number 143. Just slightly down again. It's just slightly a bit more, but I don't mind. I think that's probably about 144. Right. So that's my yellow. I'm just washing my syringe. So I've done 143. Now, whilst I'm here, I might as well do a bit of the leafy green. So just bear with me, because I don't want to get this mixed up. So that's my pansy yellow, and this is going to be my leafy green. That's going to be leafy, so I don't get mixed up. So it's best to use the syringe with the same colour, I think, don't you? So I'm going to pull up another 100 yellow, and a little bit more like I did with the other one. Right. Okay, so I'm just putting that one to one side for the moment. Now the next one, so I've done that and I've done that. I don't need any magenta for the leafy green. I do need blue, but I'm not going to use that in the pansy yellow. So at the moment I've got 143 millilitres of yellow. I now need 1.5 millilitres of the magenta. Now that's going to give it a little bit, oops, let's turn it on. That's going to give that a little bit of an orangey tinge, isn't it? So this is, hang on, let's just get that out a bit. Right. That's like about 1. Ooh, almost. Almost into the yellow jar. Better be careful with that. There you go. Let me just put that the other way. See, now that's strange. Anyway, carry on, carry on. This is what the I don't need any magenta in the leafy green, so that's 1.5 millilitres of magenta. And then I need the black. It's like I say, black's in all colours. So I need 7.5 millilitres of black. Now this, as I say, has got to be drawn up quite slowly. I'm just going to go for 7. Put it up to the light. That's about right. And here it goes. Now that just does my head in. Well, there you go. And this is what we're doing here. Following the CMYK code. I'm going to put that on the black. I need that back in a minute. So this now is the pansy yellow. Tell me how that is pansy yellow. You can see the yellow mainly in the jar, can't you? Right, I'm just going to go back and get a label. Okay, so I've done the label and put the recipe on there. So pansy yellow, oops, gone a bit gooey, thank you, and with the CMYK recipe. So I'll put that to one side now, put that on the window for now. I cannot believe that that is pansy yellow. We'll get there. Right, next I'm going to finish off the leafy green. So I put my yellow in, didn't I? I've already put my yellow in. And now I need to put a little more black in this, more black in this one. I need to put about 30 millilitres in. That's an awful lot. Just a touch down. I don't mind if it's even less. I'm not convinced about this black, but there you go. We're following the recipe. Okay, so I've done that. Now in this one, I need some cyan blue. It's the first time I've used this. So undo that and take out, oops. Okay. So I'll write out the recipe. Leafy green. CMYK 33. Cyan 132. Yellow 30. Black, no magenta. It's a greeny colour. In the Orkney dictionary, I'll speak English in a minute, there are some lovely words, but for grass, the word for grass is gres, which I hear quite a lot. Now, I don't know if you say girse, but I love fussy puns. But I'm going to do the girse, because I think that is girse, which I think is the Old Norse. Correct me if I'm wrong. The pansy, well, it's a flower, isn't it? So what I might call it is basically fleur. And it's pansy is generally the heart's ease. That's what we find on Rousey, one of the islands, and in Orcadian, the heart is het, H-E-R-T. So hets, and then they do have a word for ease, which is aise, A-E-S-E, or ease. I suppose it would be ease. So Heltsees fleur. Now that would be nice, wouldn't it? So I have Heltsees fleur and girse for the colours in that yarn I've just done. Yeah, so I love this book. I look at it now and again, but you know, for making names for wool yarn, my dyed yarn, then it's got to be local because it's done here. And the yarn is from here. That's from Stenness wool. Now Stenness is where the ring of Brodgar is, and the Stenness stones. Chapins say for the last yarn is half an hour across on a ferry, and I showed you a video of the crossing that we did a few years ago on the last video. For this I might get you some footage of the Stenness stones and the ring of Brodgar, because I haven't got any footage for that. It'd be a nice day to do it as well because the sun's shining very brightly. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that. It's cooking now, and when it comes out I will put up some footage and a photo of the new colour yarn. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. As you can tell from last week's video, all the vibrant pinks and the deep purples came out in a very muted range of colours, bar the pinky areas. So yeah,